Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Please let me introduce my name first. So I am Alfiolin. I'm from Faculty of Letters and Languages, English Language Education, Batch 2020. In here, I will talk more and I will discuss about our topic from National University Debating Competition 2000 and 2022 with the motion "This House regrets the rise of TikTok." So I am the government side. I am strongly agree with this motion because there are some parts that we have to consider about. So before that, we have to look at the definition of TikTok itself. So I quote from Wikipedia. It states that TikTok is an application that the users use to share their music video with a short duration. When we look at the history of TikTok, TikTok is launched in 2016 in China and become more famous in 2019. But when we look at the developing of TikTok, there were some countries that opposite and even blocked the rise of TikTok. For example, in America, in India, in Australia, and even in Japan. Because in TikTok, they afraid that the TikTok from China will use their data for certain purpose that they didn't know. So in here, we have to know about that, not only from those countries, but also in Indonesia also. In here, we have to know that in 2018, there are a case that the chemistry of the Ministry of Information blocked the TikTok because there are some causes. The first one is because due to the monitoring of the chemistry of information itself and also by the reports for many parties. For example, from Indonesian Child Protection Commission and Ministry of Women and Children Empowerment and the citizen himself. The violations found include pornography, immorality, religious views, and the spread of hoax that distribute in the public. So in here we have to know that for those who didn't for those who did this case will found the sanction itself. So the sanctions is based on the law number 1 of 1946 concerning the criminal code article 14 paragraph 1, which states that whoever broadcasting false new notifications intentionally publishes trouble among the people is respected with a maximum award around 10 years. So in the growing of TikTok, we will see some various cases that we always face in our reality. For example, cyberbullying. As we know that TikTok is one application that's very famous in Indonesia, and even it states that TikTok is the one of the user, the biggest one of the big user in this world. We have to know that in here it will be possible for the users to do some violence, for example, cyberbullying. So when we look at the impact of cyberbullying, it is very bad for the victim itself because basically it will affect not only their physical and also but not only for their physical but also their mentality. So the effects of cyberbullying, for example, trauma, depression, anxiety disorders, and other mental disorders. So cyberbullying has many bad effects on the victim. So quote from by Compasiana.com, there are some data that we have to consider about. The first one, around 41% of the victim of TikTok they got the social anxiety, and then around 37% of the effect from cyberbullying, the victim is feeling depressed. And then the last one, while 26% of those who got cyberbullying, they even think to kill themselves, and they decided to delete their account because they afraid that when they still have the account, they will get more hate speech and it will affect to their behavior and their social environment. In here, for the cyberbullying victim, they will feel depressed and they will lower themselves, so they decided to isolate themselves. As we know the term like social isolation, They decided to be alone without any communicating from many parties, from any people around them. So not only from the cyberbullying, we have to consider the effect of TikTok, especially in the growth of children. As we know that the users of TikTok is not only for the teenagers but also for adult and children also. In here we have to know that there are some contents from the TikTok that is not suitable for children in their age. For example, we are afraid that the content is contains of violations, for example, like hate speech and bad words. And in here, I'm afraid that by watching these contents many more and every day, these children will imitate, and it will be their bad habits, and they will apply it to their environment. So in here we have to be aware. But unfortunately in TikTok there is no feature for from the TikTok to provide it for the children only. For example, we look at the example of YouTube. In YouTube there is the feature for kids, for example YouTube Kids, but in the TikTok there is no features for kids actually. So it will be affect, and it should be considered that this feature, it should be considered that when there is no features for children in TikTok, they will got all of the contents without selecting which one that they have to do and which one that they have to which one that they shouldn't do, and it will be their bad habits. So in here it should be noted that in the growing period of children, they very vulnerable to follow everything from the environment. So therefore, the use of TikTok is very dangerous for the behavior of children in the future. So from all of my explanation, I would like to restate once again that I'm at the government side. I agree with the motion of our debate with the title "This House Regrets the Rise of TikTok," because this one, the TikTok is not very good for our children, and then our data is not safe, and then there is no feature for children to watch the TikTok. So that is all from me, and thank you. Bye bye.